It's time for our meteorology segment. And the first thing we're going to show you is lightning from the NASA GOES Lightning Mapper. So allow me to get off screen. Here are the last few hours of lightning. And some lightning off the East Coast here in southern New England and in the center of the U.S. Some very heavy lightning here west of the Yucatan Peninsula. And let's go to the real-time lightning mapper here, powered by blitzhaltung.org. It's lightningmaps.org. I think it's fantastic. And we've got some terrestrial lightning in the U.S. Where might it be? It's east of Amarillo. Quite a few lightning strikes there showing up. North of Wheeler, Texas. Also southeast of Wheeler, Texas. There's thunder rolling in Wheeler. And part of the reason we shoot our meteorology segments live is to encourage you to subscribe to twitch.tv/smAshomash. A fantastic live streaming platform. If it's good enough for gamers, it's probably good enough for you, and it's probably good enough for the Smash News Network. Least busted. Name and news. Next, looking at pressure cells, I want to note this area right here. There is a massive series of pressure gradients in this area. This low right here has got a very high pressure system both east and west of it. And so there is a massive pressure gradient here in the South Atlantic off the east coast of South America. Also, the South Polar region entirely dominated by low pressure, as you can see here. A series of low pressure systems here in southern hemispheric winter. The North Pacific, Atlantic, and North America entirely dominated by high pressure. Let's advance this into tomorrow. This is the European forecast for pressure at 1300 tomorrow. That's 1300. That's 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, if you're wondering. As this low pressure just hangs out off the coast of South America. Anyway, continuing on, we are streaming live. Looking at the jet streams of the Western world. And before we continue with that, let me just check the life of the stream here. And everything looks just fine at the Smash News Network. So there's nullschool.net's 250 hectopascal winds. And we've got extremely incoherent jet stream flow once again in the Northern Hemisphere. Usually the jet stream just flows west to east, and you can see it is all over the place. Here are the surface winds of the western portion of planet Earth. Very concentrated high wind area out here in the middle of nowhere in the Pacific Ocean. Showing up 52-mile-per-hour winds there without even zooming in on it. Let's look at the eastern portion of the planet's surface winds. There you go. We've rotated it just far enough to see New Zealand. And shout out to our viewers from places like Tasmania and Australia and New Zealand and the Far East, etc. Cheers. Thanks to all of our international viewers for tuning in. When we go full time, we will eventually start doing world meteorology videos and weather forecasts and climate stuff and so on. Another powerful low pressure system here, northeast of the Philippines. And we're showing 52-mile-per-hour winds there also without even trying to zoom in. Here are the 250 hectopascal winds known as the jet stream. And look, we got backward jet stream here once again over the western Pacific and over the Indian Ocean, especially the northern part. Backward jet stream flow there. We've documented it repeatedly on the videos. Continuing on, to thank our patrons, the true source of funding for the content. If you're viewing these videos on YouTube or on BitChute and you're not a patron, please consider becoming a one, as we're paid just this side of nothing by the Google YouTube junkware algorithms to put out these videos. As we see endless supplies of channels that put out complete nonsense, fraud, and just general crap, and have thousands of times the subscribers and views that we have. So thanks again, patrons, for increasing the probability that these videos remain free and publicly visible. Patreon.com/smAsho. You'll get all kinds of perks as well. Let's check out the weather.gov map. We've got excessive heat warnings for the Northwest, as well as some flood advisories here. These green areas, those are all flood watches. And here's the temperature anomaly forecast from Tropical Tidbits. Let me make that a little larger for you there. I guess that's big enough. And just bear with me a quick moment here. We'll get right back to that. So there's the temperature anomaly at 2 meters, by the way. And we can see cold temperatures across most of the east and hot temperatures in the northwest. So we'll just advance this slowly here so you can see the way this pans out. This is the GFS forecast. Here's Wednesday. And there's the end of the day, Thursday. That's probably too long of a forecast, but you can see this continued heat, especially in places like Montana. And also very cold temperatures in especially the south central part of the U.S., like Texas. Some very cold snaps here for places like North Carolina, eastern Tennessee. And those purple regions are areas with temperatures like 14 degrees Celsius below normal. Also in the Rockies here, you can expect convective forces to be controlling your weather. As you see these areas of anomalously hot temperatures right next to areas of anomalously cold temperatures, that makes for all kinds of weird, funky weather, convective forces controlling your precipitation and so on, monsoonal rains and stuff like that. Anyway, continuing on. Here's a U.S. Doppler radar map, which we are getting from, that's weather.gov's radar map. And next we'll look at the cloud layer. There's what's going on in the cloud layer. And here's the water vapor map. Again, most of the U.S. dominated by high pressure right now, which means you'll have largely clear skies. You can see not very cloudy over most of the country, although there is indeed some precipitation happening. And the lack of a coherent jet stream is what's making your weather move in odd directions. Here's your recap. Doppler radar, the cloud layer, and the water vapor map. And thanks for tuning in to our meteorology segment. Please support the channel via the links. I've been your host, Dan, a.k.a. smAsho, signing off from the Smash News Network, least busted, naming news.